Well, take a look right here. The clock definitely winding down at the state capitol in less than an hour now. The legislative session will end, but the push continues to wrap things up before the clock strikes midnight. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Erin Connolly.
And I'm Mark Zinni. There have been some big victories for Democrats this year, but the bucket list is not complete. There is still no action on recreational marijuana.
And Chief Political Reporter Susan Raff is live tonight at the state capitol, where she has been all day. And Susan, this really has been a session like no other.
It has been a session like no other, and a very strange year. As you know, COVID changed so many things, and it had a huge impact here at the state capitol. The building was closed for a very long time, and everything was virtual. And yes, there have been victories despite all of that. But as for marijuana, well, that's a work in progress. The end of the legislative session is similar to the unusual nature of the past year. Things are more low-key, and the governor will not address lawmakers at midnight, a tradition. But it has not been a lackluster session.
More than productive. I think this has been an extraordinary session, given the fact that we were sworn in on January 6th outdoors in the cold. We didn't know when there might be another spike in the pandemic. Important
things have happened. At the start, Democrats pushed to remove the religious exemption for children's vaccines, a heated issue that drew protests of thousands. The vote passed both chambers. And a victory for supporters of sports betting. After being debated for years, the governor finally got that sought-after agreement with the tribes.
Should we or should we not legalize cannabis?
History was also made this week when the Senate took up recreational marijuana. A close vote, but it passed. Things have now come to a halt. The House Speaker wanted pot to be taken up in his chamber on the very last day. Republicans promised to drag things out until the midnight deadline.
To ask us to debate a bill on the last day of session of that magnitude in a few-hour period is not good for either side.
Now there will be a special session.
We'll be back here. They've delayed the vote for 7 to 10 to 14 days. I'm not sure what kind of victory that is, but fine.
However, a bright spot may be the state budget, a bipartisan agreement, something that hardly happens.
It's a strong, progressive, bipartisan budget, on time, gives people a roadmap of where we're going to be 2 and 4 years out, and I think Connecticut's got a lot to be proud of.
A bipartisan budget is certainly unusual, and this one does not raise any taxes, which was a big selling point. But a tax did pass this session, not in the budget, but in the form of a bill, a truck tax on tractor trailers. That will raise about $90 million a year to repair state roads. As for marijuana, state lawmakers will return to the Capitol sometime in the next week or two, and they're expected to vote. It is considered unfinished business, but Democrats still are convinced they have enough votes to get it done. We are live at the state capitol tonight. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.